I be a king. Will I be a king? I won't be a king. He'll be a king. Will he be a king? He won't be a king. She'll be a queen. Will she be a queen? She won't be a queen. You'll be a king. Will you be a king? You won't be a king. We'll be kings. Will we be kings? We won't be kings. They'll be kings. Will they be kings? They won't be kings. I'll be a prince. Will I be a prince? I won't be a prince. He'll be a prince. Will he be a prince? He won't be a prince. She'll be a princess. Will she be a princess? She won't be a princess. You'll be a prince. Will you be a prince? You won't be a prince. We'll be princes. Will we be princes? We won't be princes. They'll be princes. Will they be princes? They won't be princes.
I'll be a teacher. Will I be a teacher? I won't be a teacher. He'll be a teacher. Will he be a teacher? He won't be a teacher. She'll be a teacher. Will she be a teacher? She won't be a teacher. You'll be a teacher. Will you be a teacher? You won't be a teacher. We'll be teachers. Will we be teachers? We won't be teachers. They'll be teachers. Will they be teachers? They won't be teachers. I'll be a worker. Will I be a worker? I won't be a worker. He'll be a worker. Will he be a worker? He won't be a worker. She'll be a worker. Will she be a worker? She won't be a worker. You'll be a worker. Will you be a worker? You won't be a worker. We'll be workers. Will we be workers? We won't be workers. They'll be workers. Will they be workers? They won't be workers. I'll be an actor. Will I be an actor? I won't be an actor. He'll be an actor. Will he be an actor? He won't be an actor. She'll be an actress. Will she be an actress? She won't be an actress. You'll be an actor. Will you be an actor? You won't be an actor. We'll be actors. Will we be actors? We won't be actors. They'll be actors. Will they be actors? They won't be actors. I'll be a police officer. Will I be a police officer? I won't be a police officer. He'll be a police officer. Will he be a police officer? He won't be a police officer. She'll be a police officer. Will she be a police officer? She won't be a police officer. You'll be a police officer. Will you be a police officer? You won't be a police officer. We'll be police officers. Will we be police officers? We won't be police officers. They'll be police officers. Will they be police officers? They won't be police officers. I'll be an accountant. Will I be an accountant? I won't be an accountant. He'll be an accountant. Will he be an accountant? He won't be an accountant. She'll be an accountant. Will she be an accountant? She won't be an accountant. You'll be an accountant. Will you be an accountant? You won't be an accountant. We'll be accountants. Will we be accountants? We won't be accountants. They'll be accountants. Will they be accountants? They won't be accountants. I'll be a waiter. Will I be a waiter? I won't be a waiter. He'll be a waiter. Will he be a waiter? He won't be a waiter. She'll be a waitress. Will she be a waitress? She won't be a waitress. You'll be a waiter. Will you be a waiter? You won't be a waiter. We'll be waiters. Will we be waiters? We won't be waiters. They'll be waiters. Will they be waiters? They won't be waiters. I'll be a butcher. Will I be a butcher? I won't be a butcher. He'll be a butcher. Will he be a butcher? He won't be a butcher. She'll be a butcher. Will she be a butcher? She won't be a butcher. You'll be a butcher. Will you be a butcher? You won't be a butcher. We'll be butchers. Will we be butchers? We won't be butchers. They'll be butchers. Will they be butchers? They won't be butchers. I'll be a plumber. Will I be a plumber? I won't be a plumber. He'll be a plumber. Will he be a plumber? He won't be a plumber. She'll be a plumber. Will she be a plumber? She won't be a plumber. You'll be a plumber. Will you be a plumber? You won't be a plumber. We'll be plumbers. Will we be plumbers? We won't be plumbers. They'll be plumbers. Will they be plumbers? They won't be plumbers. I'll be a cashier. Will I be a cashier? I won't be a cashier. He'll be a cashier. Will he be a cashier? He won't be a cashier. She'll be a cashier. Will she be a cashier? She won't be a cashier. You'll be a cashier. Will you be a cashier? You won't be a cashier. We'll be cashiers. Will we be cashiers? We won't be cashiers. They'll be cashiers. Will they be cashiers? They won't be cashiers. I'll be a receptionist. Will I be a receptionist? I won't be a receptionist. He'll be a receptionist. Will he be a receptionist? He won't be a receptionist. She'll be a receptionist. Will she be a receptionist? She won't be a receptionist. You'll be a receptionist. Will you be a receptionist? You won't be a receptionist. We'll be receptionists. Will we be receptionists? We won't be receptionists. They'll be receptionists. Will they be receptionists? They won't be receptionists. I'll be an employee. Will I be an employee? I won't be an employee. He'll be an employee. Will he be an employee? He won't be an employee. She'll be an employee. Will she be an employee? She won't be an employee. You'll be an employee. Will you be an employee? You won't be an employee. We'll be employees. Will we be employees? We won't be employees. They'll be employees. Will they be employees? They won't be employees. I'll be a cleaner. Will I be a cleaner? I won't be a cleaner. He'll be a cleaner. Will he be a cleaner? He won't be a cleaner. She'll be a cleaner. Will she be a cleaner? She won't be a cleaner. You'll be a cleaner. Will you be a cleaner? You won't be a cleaner. We'll be cleaners. Will we be cleaners? We won't be cleaners. They'll be cleaners. Will they be cleaners? They won't be cleaners. I'll be a carpenter. Will I be a carpenter? I won't be a carpenter. He'll be a carpenter. Will he be a carpenter? He won't be a carpenter. She'll be a carpenter. Will she be a carpenter? She won't be a carpenter. You'll be a carpenter. Will you be a carpenter? You won't be a carpenter. We'll be carpenters. Will we be carpenters? We won't be carpenters. They'll be carpenters. Will they be carpenters? They won't be carpenters. I'll be a hairdresser. Will I be a hairdresser? I won't be a hairdresser. He'll be a barber. Will he be a barber? He won't be a barber. She'll be a hairdresser. Will she be a hairdresser? She won't be a hairdresser. You'll be a hairdresser. Will you be a hairdresser? You won't be a hairdresser. We'll be hairdressers. Will we be hairdressers? We won't be hairdressers. They'll be hairdressers. Will they be hairdressers? They won't be hairdressers. I'll be a musician. Will I be a musician? I won't be a musician. He'll be a musician. Will he be a musician? He won't be a musician. She'll be a musician. Will she be a musician? She won't be a musician. You'll be a musician. Will you be a musician? You won't be a musician. We'll be musicians. Will we be musicians? We won't be musicians. They'll be musicians. Will they be musicians? They won't be musicians. I'll be a cook. Will I be a cook? I won't be a cook. He'll be a cook. Will he be a cook? He won't be a cook. She'll be a cook. Will she be a cook? She won't be a cook. You'll be a cook. Will you be a cook? You won't be a cook. We'll be cooks. Will we be cooks? We won't be cooks. They'll be cooks. Will they be cooks? They won't be cooks. I'll be a chef. Will I be a chef? I won't be a chef. He'll be a chef. Will he be a chef? He won't be a chef. She'll be a chef. Will she be a chef? She won't be a chef. You'll be a chef. Will you be a chef? You won't be a chef. We'll be chefs. Will we be chefs? We won't be chefs. They'll be chefs. Will they be chefs? They won't be chefs. I'll be a singer. Will I be a singer? I won't be a singer. He'll be a singer. Will he be a singer? He won't be a singer. She'll be a singer. Will she be a singer? She won't be a singer. You'll be a singer. Will you be a singer? You won't be a singer. We'll be singers. Will we be singers? We won't be singers. They'll be singers. Will they be singers? They won't be singers. I'll be a client. Will I be a client? I won't be a client. He'll be a client. Will he be a client? He won't be a client. She'll be a client. Will she be a client? She won't be a client. You'll be a client. Will you be a client? You won't be a client. We'll be clients. Will we be clients? We won't be clients. They'll be clients. Will they be clients? They won't be clients. I'll be a doctor. Will I be a doctor? I won't be a doctor. He'll be a doctor. Will he be a doctor? He won't be a doctor. She'll be a doctor. Will she be a doctor? She won't be a doctor. You'll be a doctor. Will you be a doctor? You won't be a doctor. We'll be doctors. Will we be doctors? We won't be doctors. They'll be doctors. Will they be doctors? They won't be doctors. I'll be a father. Will I be a father? I won't be a father. He'll be a father. Will he be a father? He won't be a father. She'll be a mother. Will she be a mother? She won't be a mother. You'll be a father. Will you be a father? You won't be a father. We'll be fathers. Will we be fathers? We won't be fathers. They'll be fathers. Will they be fathers? They won't be fathers. I'll be an alien. Will I be an alien? I won't be an alien. He'll be an alien. Will he be an alien? He won't be an alien. She'll be an alien. Will she be an alien? She won't be an alien. You'll be an alien. Will you be an alien? You won't be an alien. We'll be aliens. Will we be aliens? We won't be aliens. They'll be aliens. Will they be aliens? They won't be aliens. I'll be a boy. Will I be a boy? I won't be a boy. He'll be a boy. Will he be a boy? He won't be a boy. She'll be a girl. Will she be a girl? She won't be a girl. You'll be a boy. Will you be a boy? You won't be a boy. We'll be boys. Will we be boys? We won't be boys. They'll be boys. Will they be boys? They won't be boys. I'll be a buyer. Will I be a buyer? I won't be a buyer. He'll be a buyer. Will he be a buyer? He won't be a buyer. She'll be a buyer. Will she be a buyer? She won't be a buyer. You'll be a buyer. Will you be a buyer? You won't be a buyer. We'll be buyers. Will we be buyers? We won't be buyers. They'll be buyers. Will they be buyers? They won't be buyers. I'll be a translator. Will I be a translator? I won't be a translator. He'll be a translator. Will he be a translator? He won't be a translator. She'll be a translator. Will she be a translator? She won't be a translator. You'll be a translator. Will you be a translator? You won't be a translator. We'll be translators. Will we be translators? We won't be translators. They'll be translators. Will they be translators? They won't be translators. I'll be an interpreter. Will I be an interpreter? I won't be an interpreter. He'll be an interpreter. Will he be an interpreter? He won't be an interpreter. She'll be an interpreter. Will she be an interpreter? She won't be an interpreter. You'll be an interpreter. Will you be an interpreter? You won't be an interpreter. We'll be interpreters. Will we be interpreters? We won't be interpreters. They'll be interpreters. Will they be interpreters? They won't be interpreters. I'll be an employer. Will I be an employer? I won't be an employer. He'll be an employer. Will he be an employer? He won't be an employer. She'll be an employer. Will she be an employer? She won't be an employer. You'll be an employer. Will you be an employer? You won't be an employer. We'll be employers. Will we be employers? We won't be employers. They'll be employers. Will they be employers? They won't be employers. I'll be a traveler. Will I be a traveler? I won't be a traveler. He'll be a traveler. Will he be a traveler? He won't be a traveler. She'll be a traveler. Will she be a traveler? She won't be a traveler. You'll be a traveler. Will you be a traveler? You won't be a traveler. We'll be travelers. Will we be travelers? We won't be travelers. They'll be travelers. Will they be travelers? They won't be travelers. I'll be a refugee. Will I be a refugee? I won't be a refugee. He'll be a refugee. Will he be a refugee? He won't be a refugee. She'll be a refugee. Will she be a refugee? She won't be a refugee. You'll be a refugee. Will you be a refugee? You won't be a refugee. We'll be refugees. Will we be refugees? We won't be refugees. They'll be refugees. Will they be refugees? They won't be refugees. I'll be a journalist. Will I be a journalist? I won't be a journalist. He'll be a journalist. Will he be a journalist? He won't be a journalist. She'll be a journalist. Will she be a journalist? She won't be a journalist. You'll be a journalist. Will you be a journalist? You won't be a journalist. We'll be journalists. Will we be journalists? We won't be journalists. They'll be journalists. Will they be journalists? They won't be journalists. I'll be a tenant. Will I be a tenant? I won't be a tenant. He'll be a tenant. Will he be a tenant? He won't be a tenant. She'll be a tenant. Will she be a tenant? She won't be a tenant. You'll be a tenant. Will you be a tenant? You won't be a tenant. We'll be tenants. Will we be tenants? We won't be tenants. They'll be tenants. Will they be tenants? They won't be tenants. I'll be a firefighter. Will I be a firefighter? I won't be a firefighter. He'll be a firefighter. Will he be a firefighter? He won't be a firefighter. She'll be a firefighter. Will she be a firefighter? She won't be a firefighter. You'll be a firefighter. Will you be a firefighter? You won't be a firefighter. We'll be firefighters. Will we be firefighters? We won't be firefighters. They'll be firefighters. Will they be firefighters? They won't be firefighters. I'll be a gambler. Will I be a gambler? I won't be a gambler. He'll be a gambler. Will he be a gambler? He won't be a gambler. She'll be a gambler. Will she be a gambler? She won't be a gambler. You'll be a gambler. Will you be a gambler? You won't be a gambler. We'll be gamblers. Will we be gamblers? We won't be gamblers. They'll be gamblers. Will they be gamblers? They won't be gamblers. I'll be a tutor. Will I be a tutor? I won't be a tutor. He'll be a tutor. Will he be a tutor? He won't be a tutor. She'll be a tutor. Will she be a tutor? She won't be a tutor. You'll be a tutor. Will you be a tutor? You won't be a tutor. We'll be tutors. Will we be tutors? We won't be tutors. They'll be tutors. Will they be tutors? They won't be tutors. I'll be a coach. Will I be a coach? I won't be a coach. He'll be a coach. Will he be a coach? He won't be a coach. She'll be a coach. Will she be a coach? She won't be a coach. You'll be a coach. Will you be a coach? You won't be a coach. We'll be coaches. Will we be coaches? We won't be coaches. They'll be coaches. Will they be coaches? They won't be coaches. I'll be a director. Will I be a director? I won't be a director. He'll be a director. Will he be a director? He won't be a director. She'll be a director. Will she be a director? She won't be a director. You'll be a director. Will you be a director? You won't be a director. We'll be directors. Will we be directors? We won't be directors. They'll be directors. Will they be directors? They won't be directors. I'll be a builder. Will I be a builder? I won't be a builder. He'll be a builder. Will he be a builder? He won't be a builder. She'll be a builder. Will she be a builder? She won't be a builder. You'll be a builder. Will you be a builder? You won't be a builder. We'll be builders. Will we be builders? We won't be builders. They'll be builders. Will they be builders? They won't be builders. I'll be a scientist. Will I be a scientist? I won't be a scientist. He'll be a scientist. Will he be a scientist? He won't be a scientist. She'll be a scientist. Will she be a scientist? She won't be a scientist. You'll be a scientist. Will you be a scientist? You won't be a scientist. We'll be scientists. Will we be scientists? We won't be scientists. They'll be scientists. Will they be scientists? They won't be scientists. I'll be a student. Will I be a student? I won't be a student. He'll be a student. Will he be a student? He won't be a student. She'll be a student. Will she be a student? She won't be a student. You'll be a student. Will you be a student? You won't be a student. We'll be students. Will we be students? We won't be students. They'll be students. Will they be students? They won't be students. I'll be a guest. Will I be a guest? I won't be a guest. He'll be a guest. Will he be a guest? He won't be a guest. She'll be a guest. Will she be a guest? She won't be a guest. You'll be a guest. Will you be a guest? You won't be a guest. We'll be guests. Will we be guests? We won't be guests. They'll be guests. Will they be guests? They won't be guests. I'll be a pilot. Will I be a pilot? I won't be a pilot. He'll be a pilot. Will he be a pilot? He won't be a pilot. She'll be a pilot. Will she be a pilot? She won't be a pilot. You'll be a pilot. Will you be a pilot? You won't be a pilot. We'll be pilots. Will we be pilots? We won't be pilots. They'll be pilots. Will they be pilots? They won't be pilots. I'll be a secretary. Will I be a secretary? I won't be a secretary. He'll be a secretary. Will he be a secretary? He won't be a secretary. She'll be a secretary. Will she be a secretary? She won't be a secretary. You'll be a secretary. Will you be a secretary? You won't be a secretary. We'll be secretaries. Will we be secretaries? We won't be secretaries. They'll be secretaries. Will they be secretaries? They won't be secretaries. I'll be a tailor. Will I be a tailor? I won't be a tailor. He'll be a tailor. Will he be a tailor? He won't be a tailor. She'll be a tailor. Will she be a tailor? She won't be a tailor. You'll be a tailor. Will you be a tailor? You won't be a tailor. We'll be tailors. Will we be tailors? We won't be tailors. They'll be tailors. Will they be tailors? They won't be tailors. I'll be an engineer. Will I be an engineer? I won't be an engineer. He'll be an engineer. Will he be an engineer? He won't be an engineer. She'll be an engineer. Will she be an engineer? She won't be an engineer. You'll be an engineer. Will you be an engineer? You won't be an engineer. We'll be engineers. Will we be engineers? We won't be engineers. They'll be engineers. Will they be engineers? They won't be engineers. I'll be an operator. Will I be an operator? I won't be an operator. He'll be an operator. Will he be an operator? He won't be an operator. She'll be an operator. Will she be an operator? She won't be an operator. You'll be an operator. Will you be an operator? You won't be an operator. We'll be operators. Will we be operators? We won't be operators. They'll be operators. Will they be operators? They won't be operators. I'll be an uncle. Will I be an uncle? I won't be an uncle. He'll be an uncle. Will he be an uncle? He won't be an uncle. She'll be an aunt. Will she be an aunt? She won't be an aunt. You'll be an uncle. Will you be an uncle? You won't be an uncle. We'll be uncles. Will we be uncles? We won't be uncles. They'll be uncles. Will they be uncles? They won't be uncles. I'll be a grandfather. Will I be a grandfather? I won't be a grandfather. He'll be a grandfather. Will he be a grandfather? He won't be a grandfather. She'll be a grandmother. Will she be a grandmother? She won't be a grandmother. You'll be a grandmother. Will you be a grandmother? You won't be a grandmother. We'll be grandmothers. Will we be grandmothers? We won't be grandmothers. They'll be grandmothers. Will they be grandmothers? They won't be grandmothers. I'll be a president. Will I be a president? I won't be a president. He'll be a president. Will he be a president? He won't be a president. She'll be a president. Will she be a president? She won't be a president. You'll be a president. Will you be a president? You won't be a president. We'll be presidents. Will we be presidents? We won't be presidents. They'll be presidents. Will they be presidents? They won't be presidents. I'll be a prime minister. Will I be a prime minister? I won't be a prime minister. He'll be a prime minister. Will he be a prime minister? He won't be a prime minister. She'll be a prime minister. Will she be a prime minister? She won't be a prime minister. You'll be a prime minister. Will you be a prime minister? You won't be a prime minister. We'll be prime ministers. Will we be prime ministers? We won't be prime ministers. They'll be prime ministers. Will they be prime ministers? They won't be prime ministers. I'll be a neighbor. Will I be a neighbor? I won't be a neighbor. He'll be a neighbor. Will he be a neighbor? He won't be a neighbor. She'll be a neighbor. Will she be a neighbor? She won't be a neighbor. You'll be a neighbor. Will you be a neighbor? You won't be a neighbor. We'll be neighbors. Will we be neighbors? We won't be neighbors. They'll be neighbors. Will they be neighbors? They won't be neighbors. I'll be an angel. Will I be an angel? I won't be an angel. He'll be an angel. Will he be an angel? He won't be an angel. She'll be an angel. Will she be an angel? She won't be an angel. You'll be an angel. Will you be an angel? You won't be an angel. We'll be angels. Will we be angels? We won't be angels. They'll be angels. Will they be angels? They won't be angels. I'll be a lion. Will I be a lion? I won't be a lion. He'll be a lion. Will he be a lion? He won't be a lion. She'll be a lion. Will she be a lion? She won't be a lion. You'll be a lion. Will you be a lion? You won't be a lion. We'll be lions. Will we be lions? We won't be lions. They'll be lions. Will they be lions? They won't be lions. I'll be a liar. Will I be a liar? I won't be a liar. He'll be a liar. Will he be a liar? He won't be a liar. She'll be a liar. Will she be a liar? She won't be a liar. You'll be a liar. Will you be a liar? You won't be a liar. We'll be liars. Will we be liars? We won't be liars. They'll be liars. Will they be liars? They won't be liars.